We go to New York.
What?
Terrorism strikes at the heart of the city.
What?
Two white supremacists with makeshift bombs attack patrons in downtown New York.
What the fuck?
And there is outrage in the streets.
Kill the monster!
I'm Jasper Gonzo, and this, wait, what?
Uh-oh.
They weren't white supremacists.
Hold up.
They were two Muslims.
Wait a minute.
Oh, now it makes sense.
I'm shocked.
But it's what's next. What's up, everyone? Jasper Gonzo. What's next? Your daily dose, common sense, facts, and salt. Hope you guys are feeling good today on this Monday. Yes, new day, new week, and new bullshit. And yes, there is a plenty going on here. Wow. I mean, talk about a busy weekend. From the ongoing issues between USA and Iran. Of course, you have the wake or memorial of Reverend Jesse Jackson. And of course, after being told this is not going to be a political venue, the Democrats made it a political venue. Wow, shock and awe. But we go to New York, where terrorism strikes at the heart of the city once again. Flashbacks to 9/11 and other incredibly disgusting portrays of evil. Two white supremacists with makeshift bombs make their way down to Gracie Mansion, and they hurl them at the patrons, and there's outrage in the streets. But it wasn't white supremacists, it was two Muslims, and, well, like we haven't seen this before. And here we go. This comes out of New York Post. Manhattan Borough President Brad Hoylman-Sigal ripped after he blamed wrong protester for hurling bombs outside of Gracie Mansion. Again, shock and all. Manhattan Borough President Brad Hoylman-Sigal was roasted Sunday as he blamed the wrong protester for hurling suspected explosive devices during a dueling demonstrations outside Gracie Mansion Saturday. Hoylman-Sigal issued a statement on X claiming that, in part, white Christian nationalists led a roaming trail of Islamophobia and anti-Semitism today in Manhattan's Upper East Side, Gracie Mansion, where they targeted our mayor with an incendiary device. But that wasn't the case. Now, was it? The borough president took down a statement just before it publicly revealed Sunday that two pro-Muslim demonstrators identified as, these are all American names now, Emir Balat and Ibrahim Qayyumi, because, just like Smith or Jones, or, you just roll off the tongue, were arrested in the incident. Federal authorities are now working with NYPD on the case. Of course, this is coming off of his ex. This is double-barrel hatred in New York City. White Christian nationalists, white supremes, led the royal trail of Islamophobia and anti-Semitism today in Manhattan's Upper East Side, the Gracie Mansion, where they targeted our mayor with an incendiary device that brandished a dead goat, and at Effie's, a kosher restaurant, where a mob gathers outside the cafe, dumped a dead pig from a truck adorned with a Confederate flag. It's clear that both Jews and Muslims are being threatened with the rise of white supremes in our country. We must do everything we can to ensure New York is a place where all people can be safe. The pair were led, the pair in part were a group of counter-protesters who mobbed a planned anti-Muslim demonstration organized by right-wing nut agitator Jake Lang. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of this guy. This guy has done things that, those of us on the conservative right will go, yeah, I'm not digging it. Don't want no part of it. But a source took a screenshot of Hoylman-Sigal's erroneous knee-jerk statement. It's very sad what happened to the Democrats. They're blind to the point that facts don't matter anymore. Yes, it's all about my feelings, said former Brooklyn Assemblyman Dov Hikind, a Democrat turned Republican and founder of Americans Against Anti-Semitism. The damage is done. They jumped to conclusions. What a shock. And again, more shock and all. Hoylman-Sigal said he revised his statement and as he received more information, I was unclear. It was out of context. I did not have the full scope of the information. My bad. No, you ran with it because you wanted to run with it. My comments involved, as I learned. Of course they did. Is an involving statement. I amended it, Hoylman-Sigal said on Sunday. Yeah, it really doesn't matter at that point. Look at those two white supremes right there. Yeah. He defended his statement that Lang and far-right Christians, of course, I'm sure he meant all Christians, led a protest against Bandami, the city's first Muslim mayor, and Commie Muslim. Proud of yourself, New York? Yeah, I'm sure you are. Still, the Manhattan Borough president said the authorities should now throw the book at the alleged bomb throwers. Quote, I'm not making excuses for bomb throwers. People who hurl incendiary devices are just idiots, Homensigo said. They are domestic terrorists. Other politicians put one-sided statements condemning Islamophobia. Quote, having to know that our mayor and first lady are safe will horrify there's such a disturbing threat of violence outside their residence, said congressional candidate and former city comptroller Brad Lander. Vile displays of Islamophobia will never be tolerated in our city. Lander walked back his comments later on, blaming the violence on Islamophobes. The explosive yesterday near Gracie Mansion were not thrown by Islamophobic protesters, but by their counter-protesters. Violence is utterly unacceptable, whether it comes from I'm glad that individuals responsible are in custody and should be held accountable under the law, Lander said Sunday, of course, as he couldn't backpedal fast enough to make up for the statement that he said. He thanked the NYPD for managing a dangerous situation, then added, I'm sorry for jumping to conclusions, of course you are, and posting too soon, I'm sure you are, but I'm sorry for hating Islamophobia as much as I hate anti-Semitism, because of course you do. A Democrat operative quipped at the knee-jerk reaction from pandering polls, better to remain silent than be thought of a fool than to speak and remove all doubt. Nice. State Senator Liz Kruger, who reps the Upper East Side neighborhood includes Gracie Mansion, said New York is no place for anti-Muslim hate or any kind of prejudice. We don't need out-of-state provocateurs sowing fear, division, and violence in our city because we need diversity, inclusion, equity. Mondani himself put out a statement Sunday condemning white supremes Jack Lang for organizing a protest outside Gracie Mansion rooted in bigotry and racism that has no place in New York City. What followed was even more disturbing, he said. Violence at a protest is never acceptable. The attempt to use explosive device and hurt others is not a criminal. It's reprehensible and an antithesis of who we are. The fact of the matter is that when you have a commie Muslim who was elected mayor 24 years after 9/11, shows you where you have New York City at. My, how they forget in half a generation. So I'm not going to defend Jack Lang here. Jack Lang is a white supremacist. He is. The fact of the matter is that for every one gem that he throws out there, he will throw 5 or 6 or 10 nonsensical, garbage-laced diatribes. So, like I said, I'm no fan of his. But at the same time, you had those Democrats in New York were just waiting, salivating for something like this to happen. And when it did, thank God that the bomb that was 3 feet away from, I think, from what I last read, Jack Lang and others did not go off. So that's the good thing, because not only would have hurt him and others surrounding him, including those who had nothing to do with it other than just to show up and see what's going on. So am I going to say that this is going to be the last time something like this, something of this stupidity, this magnitude is going to take place? No, absolutely not. It's going to ramp up, sadly. And it's not because of those like Jack Lang. Jack Lang will instigate. Yes, they will push the envelope. They will poke the bear. But at the same time, when you have Muslim nut jobs like these two clowns, what do you expect? What do you expect to happen? You know, God forbid anything of a violent nature does happen. But at the same time, New Yorkers, you brought it upon yourselves. Like I said in prior videos, you wanted this. You begged for it. You pleaded for it. You got on your hands and knees and asked for it. You grabbed both angles and said, give it to me hard without KY. We want Mondani as mayor. Well, you got it. And all that goes with it. And sadly, God forbid, anyone gets hurt because of it. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this, please leave a comment below. Like it, share, subscribe to it. Hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Continue spreading the word about the show. Appreciate you guys watching as always. And we'll see you next time. Peace.